the stream ends, we'll also see Rocco who's not completing a lap.
Okay, stream should be up.
And all right, sweet. Everyone, go to the YouTube because my stream setting seems to be severely awful.
Yep. Alrighty, so to anybody just jumping in, we are now underway with the YouTube stream here for ORL Tier 2 racing action. And stream should be good. All my OBS is set up the way it usually is, 1440p, 144 hertz. So everything should be smooth as the 10,000 bit rate. So welcome in everybody. And now the professionals here. No, I'm joking. But
that is severely mean. Holy. I'm just trying to do a good job here, man. I'm just trying to be a nice Samaritan and just get
bro,
this
it's
stream
appreciated.
going.
It's appreciated. But anyway, there's 5.5 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Camillo currently sitting on provisional pole position by only 600ths of a second over Lockie in the Ferrari. Then you have Daniel Avocado and Sonny Bray in P3 and P4. A good P3 and 4 for Haas at the moment. Kuistra is coming into the pit lane, but he sits in 5th. Broadstar is in 6th. Com United sits 7th. Sparks with a slow return to lead racing, currently sitting in 8th. Then Rocco and Vipermon sit in P9 and P10. Spicy sits in 11th. Mason Cooper trying his best, but he's in a tractor, so he sits in P12. Jordan sits in 13th, and the reserve driver of Ghost Nutrios sits in 14th, with Speedy currently retired and DNF from this qualifying session. So we will be gearing up for final runs in any minute now.
Ghost, actually, I was about to say he was on his final run by the looks of it, or at least close to, but he chose to validate just at the end of Sector 1. So, I think, who are you on board with? Who might be finishing a lap?
Nobody's finishing laps at the moment. I'm just currently sitting with Rocco Lad, who's on an out lap. Just at the point of qualifying, nobody will be setting a quicker lap.
All right, well, time to do a bit of ranting. I'd like to debate you on that. Mason, he is not in a tractor. He is the tractor.
That's diabolical. Diabolical work.
No, I love you, Mason.
Oh, man. He destroyed me in VR golf, so I can't say anything. He absolutely smoked me. Given he was also like plus 40, but I was like plus 100, so...
Man, get me on a... Last time I was out golfing, I was with my cousin, and he was like, we get to 10 strokes and we just move on to the next hole. We stopped counting after 10. And we only played 9 holes, and I still had like 100 or something. Hey, I somehow had 100, but we only did 9 holes. I do the math on that.
Yeah, look. It's a hard life, golf. But anyway, Rocco Lad beginning a flying lap here under the lights in Saudi Arabia. He's making his way through turn 1 and 2. It looked pretty neat and tidy. He currently sits in 10th position, so he's going to need to find quite a lot of time if he wants to find himself inside that top 6. And right now, he's not looking too bad. He's just not carrying quite enough speed, but it is looking quite neat and tidy, which could help him set a faster lap as he heads through the end of the first sector. Just keep it inside track limits. A little bit deep there for Rocco, but he'll continue to push on as he heads now into the second sector. He's 300ths up as he makes his way through the medium speed hairpin and then power out. Get as close to the wall as you dare. These tier 2 drivers definitely are going to be learning and evolving as they used to do when tier 2 was around in previous seasons. They just get better as the season goes on. It's only round 2, so it'll be interesting to see how Rocco develops over the course of this season. The rest goes for the other drivers as well, as now he makes his way towards the third sector. He currently sits 3/10 up. It's a bit deep there through these 2 corners, and now he's making his way towards the run, towards the final corner, which is where Max Verstappen infamously hit the wall, destroying what would have been one of the best pole laps in the 20s, as now he makes his way through the final corner and now up towards the line, a little bit tied in. But will it be an improvement? Will it be a gateway into the top 5 for Rocco as he makes his way towards the line in the Williams? It's P7 with a 4.5 improvement, a minute 50 to go in this qualifying session. Everybody's out on the track. Camillo's out on the track. Lockie's out on the track. Daniel's out on the track. Sonny's out on the track. Everybody you can think of is now going for a final run. We are going to stay with Lockie. He's going to be the first driver who's in the pole hunt to go for a lap. So the Ferrari
I'll
driver
beat you to that. It is Daniel Avocado. He's currently going across the line, actually.
Oh, fair enough. I didn't see him.
Yeah, as he flies through into turn 1. His burn battery climbed both curves, which I think you have to do here around this first chicane. It's just got to mount every curb you can here. Let's fly to the infamous turn 3. A lot of wheels get gone here, but he keeps his on. He's in all the track limits, and he is now the goal here. Stay flat through this end of the first sector, and if you can, that's just all lap time in the world. But I think that's nice and clean. He stays in track limits, doesn't invalidate like many others have done before him. He's currently nearly 2/10 up. Currently, he's already on for pole, or provisional pole. But if he's got to keep this the rest of the lap. Nice. Through, I don't even know what any these corners are. Oh, big slide there. That started the longest straight on the track. Is it the longest straight on the track? I think it is.
Yeah.
Let's see what he is at the end of sector 2. He's kept his time. Oh, he's lost about half a second there, but I think he will keep pushing. No, he has backed out.
Yeah, so now
Who's
we'll
next on the pole
go
hunt?
to Lockie. He currently sits 3/10 up. That would put him more than on for pole position in this qualifying session. Saudi Arabia, one of the hardest tracks to deliver at the point of not at the end of a qualifying session, but he's giving it one last go, and he's giving it a big send here in the Scarlet Red Ferrari. Camillo currently sits just a couple hundredths ahead, and Lockie's on to smash it as he sits 4/10 up, but Camillo is likely improving as well. He's a little bit further back on the track, so we'll stay with the Ferrari man as he makes his way now towards the final corner of the circuit. You can make or break your lap here, and he has a car sitting in front of him. It's Camillo's teammate, but he should just be able to get potentially a slipstream in towards the line. No, Jordan goes straight on to not give the Ferrari the slipstream, but Lockie towards the line. He's on for pole. He snatches provisional pole at 27.8. Camillo currently not on to beat that, but he is still pushing as he makes his way towards the final corner.
Up.
He sits 2/10 up as, oh no, he's disconnected. He disconnected mid-lap there and he gets sent back to the garage. Sonny's not improving as well. Kuistra currently sits 300ths up, but Lockie likely the man on pole now in the red outfit. That is an incredible pole lap for the Ferrari man, and Camillo will be devastated. I don't think he was quite on for pole, but he would have been really close, and he'll never get to find out. That is really unfortunate for the Mercedes driver to disconnect at that point. But now towards the line, what does Kuistra have? Can he make a place inside the top 5? What's it going to be? It is going to be P4 for Kuistra to finish out this qualifying session. But Lockie in the Ferrari is on pole position.
I'm not going to lie. I jumped on board with Camillo just, I think, before he disconnected, and he was pushing. He was barely missing every wall around him, but I think that would have been a very close pole position. I think there would have been at least no more than hundredths in it. Both of them pushing the tracks to his limits. Sonny as well. Forgot. I think he bottled his last run as well, so that's also a sad moment for him. Getting bumped off that second row by RJ just at the last moment.
Yeah, it is quite unfortunate, but that is the way things go sometimes. We'll be working to get Camillo back into the session for the race start. But yeah, Lockie takes home pole position from Camillo is your front row, and Daniel Avocado and Kuistra. Then the second Haas of Sonny, the reserve driver, goes P5. Mason improved in the final point and goes P6. Not a bad lap from the Sauber. Vipermon as well found time in the final runs. Then you have Broadstar, Spicy, Rocco, Com United, Sparks, Nutrios, Jordan, and Speedy is your qualifying order. As you were there for the entire time, what were your thoughts on qualifying, Trent?
I mean, from the start, I kind of got a bit what do you call it? Shocked by how slow the times were for what I was expecting from lap times I've seen on like time trial and through DMs and stuff. But I think everyone was just building and building for that final lap, which we definitely saw with Lockie. He was, I mean, getting 3/10 in that last lap, and I think it was that getting the banker lap and then you can push. I think that's what all the drivers were doing with as well with RJ. I think he gained a couple tenths towards the last run. Every run he gained a couple tenths. So I think a lot of safety. I think if Camillo could have pushed in that first banker run he did, he would have felt more confident. He might have even be able to get pole without doing that last run. But I don't think it was much track evolution. It was definitely just the drivers. But that's what you do in tier 2. you're not meant to be the fastest in the world straight away. It's about building, but we are going to 5 red lights.
Yeah, as we now come to the 5 red lights here under the lights in Saudi Arabia, and we are underway for racing action. Lockie gets off to a good start. Camillo already dropping back as Daniel goes around his outside here at turn 1. Camillo still not back into the session, and it shows as he's falling down the order. It's now a Haas 2-3. That's critical for the constructors. It's now 3 wide. Now towards turn 3 they go. It's Kuistra, Camillo's AI, and Spicy as they slot back into single file. It's full course yellow. It's a virtual safety car. And that is a very quick virtual safety car in this race. Camillo really won't be happy with the fact he was slow off that race start. I do believe that is an AI driver still, though. That was a very poor start. Kuistra will be happy to be in the top 5. Spicy made a big resurgence there to end up in the top 4. And the Haas 2-3, as I said, very critical for the constructors if they can hold that place.
Yeah, it looks like, just based on the telemetry and the onboard of Camillo, he does look to be back in his car. So that'll be good for us this race, but no, it was a very unfortunate start for him.
Yeah.
But tyres. Let's look at the tyres.
Yeah, let's take a look at the tyres. So everybody starting on the medium. The pretty good strategy is a 1-stop medium to hard. The 2-stop, though, definitely a viable option. And here in ORL, anything can happen, as we've found out over the many, many seasons that this league has run. We used to have 6 safety cars a race back in Tier 2 in the earlier seasons, and now it's definitely reduced to maybe only 1 or 2, but you can still have the occasional out, and Saudi is usually one of them. It's a really hard track, especially turn 3 is the most challenging of the lot. So now we are back on the way for green flag racing, and Daniel is already pressuring Lockie towards turn 1. The Haas did get a great jump on the restart, and now he's attacking Lockie towards turn 1. Is he within overtaking range? No, not quite. Meanwhile, though, the rest of the train is kicking off. Nutrios as well is right behind this battle as Vipermon lunged it from a long way back and gets the move done on Camillo, who's left the session once again. He's back in AI. Ghost moves into P7 for Ferrari. Vipermon with a good restart, and that was a fantastic move from the Williams driver, really showing his former champion self there in that move, but he sits outside the DRS range to the top 5. The top 3 is also segregated now as the top 2 have ran away. Spicy is now trying to make a move in the Papaya McLaren the long way round on Sunny, and can he get it done? He's looking like he's pulling alongside, but on the exit, he's running out of road. The Haas still defending. Spicy will have to live to fight another day.
Yeah, Mason and Broadster both in for front wings into that first lap. Very unfortunate for them, but this is ORL, so you can never be counted out. And they're going to keep pushing as well, going into the chicane. No, they're not. Oh, is that RJ gone for a look? Nah, both keeping. I think that everyone's aggression here will definitely depend on what strategy they're going for. I think you'll see the most aggressive people this race going for that aggressive 2-stop, which through all, the servers I'm in, it seems to be the strat. On raw pace, you'll get quicker with a 2-stop, but do you want to stay out there longer for a safety car? Because it is very possible here at Saudi with all the walls close behind. And let's jump on with Daniel. He seems to be very content in P2. I think them two are just going to run away this race. They have got that gap. And is that a virtual safety car?
It is a virtual safety car.
For Speedy Mo.
Yeah. There was a big bit of side-by-side there for the P3 position. Sunny, Kuistra, and Spicy all swapping around. Spicy drops back again when he was trying to pressure for the podium places, as well as Nutrios as well was trying to go for a move on Vipermon in P6, trying to get a better result out of his Ferrari after a poor qualifying, but he has a lot of damage on that front wing. That Ferrari is missing an end plate, so not ideal. And Daniel now still will be looking to get a good getaway once again. Lockie didn't get a good virtual safety car restart on lap 1. Now on lap 3, he has another opportunity. But another thing that these virtual safety cars cause, it gives the opportunity for a safety car not to be pulled out, because they are wasting the safety cars that are allowed in a race with the way the game code works. As now we are back underway for green flag racing, and Daniel once again got a good jump, and he's all over. He's underneath the rear wing of Lockie as they head towards the fast a left-right chicane, and already there's a lot of defending going on. Daniel trying at the left-hand side, but he can't get alongside. But now the run towards the final corner. He's going to have another dose of DRS sitting behind the prancing horse, and the other Ferrari-powered car behind him is going to be on a charge. But I think Lockie might have lower wing than Daniel here, as even with the DRS, even with a bit of battery, Daniel's struggling to get alongside. So he's going to have to get this done in a good fashion into turn one, I think, is going to be his best overtaking zone, as he does have the run. Lockie's in none. He's in recharge. He's used all his battery, and now Daniel is going to try it to the inside. Lockie defending. The door is closed, and Daniel backs out of it, and he's just trying not to cause an incident. Meanwhile, as well, the train for P3 continues to battle. Kuistra swaps now into P3. Sonny drops to P4, and Spicy sits in P5, but as well as the Ferrari and the Williams are right there too.
Very unfortunate. Down in P15, Speedy Mo's had an awful lap. He's got basically no front wing, and all he can do is go straight at the corners. So, no, he's going in now. He's got that 10-second penalty as well under his name. So, bad race so far for Speedy Mo.
And it's very late on the brakes there from Daniel. He clattered into the side of Lockie, and he actually had the place, but Daniel backed out of it, I think just ceded the position.
I think, based on my insider knowledge, these boys have both burned basically their whole battery. They are almost down to fumes, so I think it'll be a battle of who's going to conserve their battery and who's not going to. But I think Daniel right now is in a great position, and they'll be able to sit behind Lockie for maybe a couple laps. They've got all the time in the world behind. They can fight. They can run none for like 2 laps in a row, and I think they'll still be fine. They've still got a 1 or 2 second gap to chase and pack. But RJ as well, he's also been able to gap, but a big bomb from Daniel going to the last corner. I think it's also a slide from Lockie there, side by side. I think Lockie will get the DRS here across the line. Yes, he does. They're both draining the whole batteries, and Lockie re-sees that lead. I think this race is definitely going to come down to the last lap. Lockie is not ready to give up this lead, and also back to the fight for P4 now. Nice and calm.
Yeah, it's all just settling in now into a rhythm, as well as Sonny has lost the DRS range to Kuistra, who currently sits in P3, so he should have an opportunity to try and break away a little bit further for the Aston Martin car. That'll be really critical. J-Man was thinking his team will be midfield.
Daniel's going for it again.
As Daniel is looking for the move.
Going for it again.
He's looking for it on the outside. This is where he had to cede the position last lap, and now he's trying it, but he can't get alongside, but he's still pressuring here. Lockie definitely has himself on his toes here as he's trying to defend. He's trying to tiptoe his Ferrari around the circuit to keep it going and to keep the defense up, but he's still trying to attack his Daniel as he sits inside the DRS, and he's closing and closing and closing as they head down the straight, but Lockie is not going to go down without a fight, as we've been seeing, as he's still trying to push into the high-speed chicane. A little bit wide there for Daniel, a little bit of a mistake. That allows Lockie to gain about 0.2 of a second, but once again, on the exit, Daniel closing once again as they make their way now towards the final corner. Will he try and move for the lead? He's sat into none. He wants the DRS into turn one, and Lockie is going to let him have it here as they make their way now towards turn one. The Haas still trying to attack Daniel, attacking Lockie here as he opens the rear flap on his Haas, and now towards turn one they go. Will he go to the inside? He's looking for it. No, he's going to be forced a long way around. Lockie defending not much, but just enough for Daniel to not attack. But now he's gone for the switchback, as well as Neutros has gotten the place on Sonny. But now Daniel trying it into turn three. Can't quite get alongside as Spicy is into the pit lane for a new wing and a new set of medium tyres as well. So definitely an unfortunate incident has gone on there for Spicy to pit so early. Vipermon also trying to put the pressure on for Sonny, as now it sits a Ferrari 1-4 and the Haas trying to upset that party.
What did you say a couple laps ago about it being settling down? The last lap you said it's going to settle down. I don't think that's going to happen. But the leaders, they are can't tell if that's AI. No. Speedy Mo's just going straight on. Might have disoriented these drivers a little bit, but I don't think this fight's going to be over. And I will say, Lockie does seem to be like wanting this clean air, which is pivotal in this game. So, and Daniel's been super close. So I think Lockie might be trying to conserve tire. Daniel's in for that 2-stop. So this is 2 races happening, and I think Lockie keeping clean air. It's doing him a really good solid. leaving this door open into the last corner as well. He's letting Daniel get close, but he's made a mistake there, gone wide, giving Daniel the clean air, and now he's right on his diffuser. Lockie, though, he's absolutely dumping the battery to stay ahead, but this DRS from Daniel, I think, might be too much for Lockie to overcome, but Daniel goes to the outside. He tries to overtake around the outside, which will turn into the inside. And has Daniel got this move done yet? Oh, a little ding-dong into the wall, but Daniel still can't get past Lockie.
Yep, there was a big mistake there from Daniel on the exit, and they touched, and Lockie retains the lead. He's really defending with his life, as let's look at the battery situation. 37% for the Ferrari, 46% for Daniel. This is not an ideal situation for Lockie, but he's defending with everything he has here, as Daniel really still hounding the back as they make their way into the hairpin. We know Daniel's tried moves here several times. He's not going to do it that time, as Lockie's still just sitting in defense. And Daniel just really not able to attack. Lockie putting on a somewhat of a defensive masterclass at the moment, with 5 seconds behind them as well. They have the air to fight, and they're definitely using it, as there was a very close brush through the wall there from both of them as they fight for this lead, showing why they're in the position that they're in. But Daniel now, with the DRS still closing in, still trying to attack, and into the high-speed chicane, he shows the nose, and he's forced to back out of it. That could have been a disaster, and it really compromises his exit as well, as Neutros moves past Sunny as they head through the high-speed chicane. Vipermon's here as well, but for the lead, Daniel into the final corner. He is going to attack. He goes down the inside, and he's going to take the lead of this race for the first time. Lockie still trying to attack as they now head back towards turn 1. The Ferrari will have DRS, and he's going to fly back past and maintain his lead. Meanwhile, in the fight for P4, it's all kicking off. Ghost trying to attack as they head down towards turn 1, but Vipermon arrives on the scene in the Williams, in his fabled Williams from seasons ago. He's trying to attack, and he moves into the top 5, taking the place off of Ghost. In the next car he's trying to get past is going to be the Haas car, and it has front wing damage on that Haas as well. So Vipermon's job shouldn't be easy, but it will be easier as Sunny goes off the track as well. Vipermon is going to be pushing him to the absolute breaking point here as they head through the rest of this race.
Well, these front two, I think Daniel's cooked his tires. He's tried everything in the book to try and get past Lockie, but it's not worked. And I could just see Daniel was just trying to put his car wherever and whenever he wanted, everywhere on the track. But I think that's all he's done is cooked his tires and not gotten past. Lockie's definitely running some lower wings because he switched his battery off well early compared to Daniel, who just had it burn in the whole straight. So Lockie doing a little bit of something into the high-speed chicane into Sector 2, but that's happening. And Daniel is close once more. I think he might go for that move down into the last corner. He's very close. Where has he learned from his mistakes? Yes, I think he might have learned from his mistakes. Don't be too aggressive. And he's going to go for the switchback. Little tap, but he's gotten this DRS and he's right on Lockie's diffuser. This might be the moment he can get the lead. See what he can do into turn 1. His battery all the way depleted. Is he going to do a big send? Yes, he is. He's sent up the inside. And he's given the space. And he's just got beached to the curb. He tried to do a switchback and it didn't work out. But Speedy Mo, I think, is in the barrier down the back of the pack, which not ideal. But nah, Daniel, you just can't do anything to get past Lockie right now. It's not. Oh, and he's sliding all over the place. He has definitely cooked those tires. I would get in, fresh set, try to go for that 2-stop, see if it can make up the difference. But who has pitted is Sonny. I think we should get up the gap to leader and see how much time he's making up on him.
Yep, so we will pop up the gap to leader as well as we'll look at the tires. So the gap to leader currently, Sunny sits 27 seconds off the lead. I do believe that the pit lane loss is
about 20 seconds or so.
Yeah, it's about 20 seconds, so he will have a lot to overcome, but he does have fresh mediums, and he's going to be trying the 2-stop because he's gone from medium to medium. He was also replacing
He's already gained a second. He's also gained a second. Since I started looking at this delta, he's already gained a second in about a fifth of a lap. So I bet these boys are definitely running on the edge. Maybe that 75% region right now, 70%. So they've only got a couple laps left. I think Lockie, just based on his driving, he might be able to stretch that one stop, especially with this gap that's been created from the pack behind battling. But yeah, I mean, if you're riding on board with Daniel and you can just look at Lockie, he is just smooth every exit, not been too aggressive, not spinning his wheels. But everyone else is boxing now. Nutrios, Jordan, they're in the box now. Looks like maybe others are gonna try stick out that one stop.
Yeah, could you try get Camilo into the lobby?
Yes, I shall.
Yep, so Ghost into the pit lane. He'll also be replacing a wing. He has replaced a wing. He is missing pretty much the entirety of the front wing. Same with Sonny, but I don't know if Sonny has stayed out and well, not stayed out, but boxed, but kept the wing damages. Broadstar's retired from the race. He's had a crash, and there's a safety car, and that's perfect timing for the leaders of this race, as now Lockie and Daniel and anybody else who has stayed out will be boxing for either a set of hards or a new set of medium tyres, as Mason is also out of this race. I'm not sure what's happened to the Sauber, but he's had a big moment, and he's in the wall, and he's out of contention as he leaves the session as well. So unfortunate there, but it was under safety car, so it won't affect anyone, as Speedy Mo is still sitting in the leader's way at the moment as they go to lap him again in this race.
If I was Speedy Mo, I'd just go straight on, try to get that lap back.
Yeah.
Because this
And that's
safety
what he's
car
trying.
is
Is Lockie.
gonna
Oh, wow, Daniel.
That's a penalty. That has to be a penalty, right? That's the yellows. That's all I'm saying. Because I don't know about the rules for ORL, but most leagues, if it's full course yellow, you can't actually overtake. It's caution, can't overtake under yellows.
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure you can overtake on pit lane entry. I need to double check how that went down, but
Yeah, we'll have to. I mean, it'll go to the stewards if I know
if
me and
Lockie
Lindsay
decides
will
to
try
report it.
get. Hey man, if the rule says you should, bro. You best believe we're both doing that. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's unfortunate for Lockie. He got jumped by Daniel. Always trying to get the spot back. I think
I
he
think
has
I think
just.
they just I think they should just leave it to the stewards.
Yep. I think Lockie got that position back.
That depends. He's
And
about to cop an illegal overtake penalty. Then
nah, Daniel went off the track. I think yeah, Lockie was in front and at the apex, and then Daniel went off track. So you know what? I don't think he's gonna get an in-game penalty based on how they're reacting. So time to leave it to the stewards. Let's talk like they don't have any pens to their names. So Lockie, P1, Hards, Daniel Hards, RJ Hards, Sonny on 2-lap-old mediums. He's jumped a couple spots up. Vipermon Hards, United Hards, Sparks Hards, Jordan 1-lap medium, Spicy 4-lap Hards, Nutrios, Rocco and Camilo in the box for medium, hard, and medium in that order. And Speedy Mo, his race got revitalized. Stayed out. I think he might make sure all his penalties go on before he joins back up. I know he has some 3 seconds to his name, so I will be honest. Oh, Camilo's left again. I'll invite him back. But I don't know whether those hards will make it to the end, depending on how long the safety car is. If it was to end in the next lap, I don't know if I'd be confident in their hards safely going to the end. Definitely be on edge.
yeah, they'll be pushing it. People who are better on their tires will be able to make the end, but they'll be very close to puncture territory. But that is a consistent theme of this game. If you go for the one stop, you'll be very close to puncture territory by the end of the race. No way you will safely make it. So tire wear really, 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 really high on F125, and fortunately that does give a little bit of variation in strategy with something like the 2-stop. We've had a safety car at the perfect time for these leaders to pull into the box for hard tires, and now they'll try and stretch to the end, but if the opportunity arises, they will try medium, hard, medium, I'm sure of it, and I imagine that a lot of these drivers will try that if a second safety car comes out, but I think that Lockie and Daniel will be trying to get the one stop done because they are trying to scrap out for the lead. But this also brings the likes of Kuistra, Vipermon, and Com United back into this fight, as well as Camilo if he can actually stay connected to the lobby. spicy as well, a little bit of a dark horse. So there's a couple of people whose races have been absolutely changed by this, and definitely for the better, as the leaders no longer have a big 5-second split to the next cars behind them.
Yeah, I mean, what do you call it? Last round at Australia in Tier 1, I tried to pull up the one stop, and in the first stint on those mediums, I was boxing when they were 81%. So this one stop will be a stretch. I'm not too sure about Tyler on hards here in a race situation, but I mean they're hard tires. The lap time fall off from experience after they both tires get to about 5 laps. The hard seems to take over. I'm pretty sure I have something somewhere, stat somewhere with the tire delta. Let me find it. Here we are. So after about 4 laps, a fresh set of mediums will be slower than a fresh set of hards. So it will be interesting. If someone started on the hards, I do think they were near the front. They could two sets of mediums to the end. Oh, late call for safety car to come in.
Yeah, it was a very late safety car call, as it's pretty much just gone at the final corner. But now Lockie will be tasked with a very quick safety car restart, and he is back underway, and he's caught Daniel napping a little bit there. The gap sitting 5/10 as well as up and down the field. Vipermon dropped off the top 3 quite significantly. Sparks is hunting for a move on Com United into turn 1. The Sauber driver sweeps through, and he's now trying it the long way round. He's going to be pushed out into the wall. That's big contact there, and the Sauber goes spinning. Has no front wing, and the Williams has gotten caught up as well. Sparks is retired from this race, as I'm not sure what's going on with his stricken Sauber bouncing up and down on the track.
Oh.
What a game. Rocco as well was caught up in all of that as the safety car's out once again.
What do I say? I swear you say this every single time you watch a Tier 2 race. Safety cars breed safety cars. And I think in Tier 2 it's a perfect grid for that saying to become true. And I don't know if Camilo's back in yet, so this will also give him a good chance to get back in. I got ping saying apparently my invite didn't go through. But when that safety car was going to come in, or did come in, I was going to say something else. RJ, he seemed to be just lacking that DRS pull each lap. That 30 air is certainly bigger this game, but you still need that DRS every lap. So I think if he can get another good safety car restart, he should be in this fight for this top 3, even though he did seem a little bit off the pace. If he can handle that dirty air, I think he's definitely going to be a big player in this.
Yeah, 100%.
And it also gives the guys on mediums, they can box again, maybe onto a set of hards if they have it. And they will definitely be good to the end.
Yeah, but everyone will stay out here, I think.
I think maybe P9, 10, they should box for a set of hards maybe. That'll be, if they have it, I mean. And they'll be maybe 3-4% better tires than these guys. But I mean, any better wear is better wear if it's only a position, right?
Yeah. But, yeah, safety cars do breed safety cars, as you were saying. And I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, I've been messaged by the Mercedes TP trying to tell me to get Camilo in.
I've invited him like 3 times. Like, since his last disconnect, I've invited him twice. So, I've tried. Mercedes TP, I've tried. Oh, it's Keith. Keith! I've tried.
Yeah, but anyway.
But, yeah.
You go first.
Oh, I was going to say, even if it's for the guys and mediums that haven't boxed, this is, if they haven't chewed their tire too much, it's definitely going to get them to the end of the race, I think. Obviously, I still have to conserve a lot of tire. I've been really nice to him, but hopefully this can conserve a lot of tire. This is also the 4th safety car. I'm not too sure how it works in 50%, what the split is, because I remember it was, you could have 4 safety cars and a VSC, or something like that. But we've had 2 VSCs, 2 safety cars, so is that still room for one more VSC and safety car?
Yep.
Well, looks like we might still have a sprint to the end if something happens. So still everything is to play for. Camilla, I think, has rejoined now. I hope he's rejoined. No, he's still in AI. Hopefully those that join soon. I really hope. But Speedy Mo, he got left behind on the last restart. But now, oh! He's just gone straight into a wall. And now we're in broadcast mode.
Eh?
Okay. Hopefully no one boxes that didn't want to box. This is
Why is the
wonderful.
safety car changed to broadcast? The last safety car wasn't broadcast.
I know it's because Speedy Mo never caught up. That's why. I think the lobby settings are on what do you call it? Broadcast. It'll be in our rules and flags, I think.
Yeah, I checked. It's set on broadcast, but we just didn't have a broadcast last safety car.
No, it was just Speedy Mo
Oh,
was remember he
Lockie's
was
at
really
the
far
back.
behind. Not on my screen. Oh yeah, he's at the back. But he's at the front. No, he's at the front on my screen. Like behind the safety car. But he's wait, what?
Lockie's showing up as a Red Bull.
And I'm on board with Speedy Mo.
Okay,
Somehow.
anyway, I'm on board with
Yeah,
Daniel,
Lockie's
who's showing up in... Hey, great game.
Yeah, no, Lockie's still P1, but it says he's P11.
Anyway,
But he's
Lockie
done the restart.
takes away this
Is he gonna...
race.
Okay. Oh,
As,
no, what?
Oh, the leaderboard is having a bit of a moment. But anyway, apparently Kush is leading this race. It'll fix itself in a minute. We are back underway for racing action. Lockie defending from Daniel as they make their way through turn 1 and turn 2. As meanwhile, Kuistra and Jordan battling a little bit. Vipermon as well in third position. Oh, there's a spin there from one of the Aston Martins. It's Kuistra as there's a big collection there up and down the field as I think we got to wait to get to the next lap to see what's actually going on. But Com United and Sunny are very close together. Jordan is out of the race. He's had a crash in the Mercedes. He's crashed with Ghost. So I'm not sure what's going on. A lot of retirements here. Camillo leaves the session again. Meanwhile, as well, up the front, Lockie, there we go. The leaderboard fixes itself. And we are still continuing in this race. As Lockie's saying he got kicked. Yeah,
Oh, we might need a red flag, and we'll do maybe a 25 to the line.
Yeah,
or
we'll
something like that. Or 35, I don't know.
Hold on. Yeah,
Everyone's saying something's
we'll
happening.
restart and do a
Get everyone to retire, maybe. And...
Yeah, okay. We're gonna be under red flag conditions.
I add tier 2? Okay, and I'll add tier 2 to everyone to retire on track.
This game is fantastic, by the way.
Oh, I can't ping. That's wonderful.
Yeah,
Lindsay, you want to get in? Just ping the tier. Tell everyone to retire on track just for now.
Yeah, cool. I got him.
Well, I really quickly will check the rule book to make sure we get the right distance.
I'll sort it.
Copy.
So ORL will be right back. So we'll get the... Trent and I will be right back.